feel my temperature rising. These are some famous lyrics from the song Burning Love by Elvis Presley. This is a good song, however, when talking about global warming, this isn't such a good thing. Global warming is becoming a huge problem on an exponential scale. Today, we will discuss the topic of global warming. I'll go through its main causes, the effects on living things, and some solutions to help this drastic change. There are two main causes for global warming. The first one is deforestation. Deforestation is the permanent destruction of forests in order to make room available for other uses. This was said by Elena Bradford, who is an author for a scientific journal called Life Science. Cutting down large areas of forest every day is leaving too much CO2 in the air. This causes more heat to get trapped near the surface of the earth. This is what is known as the greenhouse effect. Forests are a must to produce oxygen, but also for regulating climate systems. Decarbonizing the atmosphere via carbon sequestration, says Ramus Prevail, a writer for Earth Science. Due to the amount of forests being leveled, there is not enough plant life to regulate the CO2 in the air properly. Because of how much vegetation has been cut down and how much pollution is in the air now, it's impossible to level the playing fields. CBS News reports about 2.4 million pounds of CO2 is released in the air every second. This is because of the constant running of factories, cars, trains, ships, and so on. Non-renewable energy sources such as these are causing excess heat to be trapped in the atmosphere. Today, CO2 levels are 40% higher than they were before the Industrial Revolution, says Renee Cho, a researcher for Columbia University. These greenhouse gases have built up massively, and this plays a huge role in the ozone layer depletion. The combination of these trapped pollutants and not being able to be filtered out by the trees has caused global warming to rise. While the summer heat may be nice, the type of heat coming our way isn't a good thing for animals, plants, or people of any kind. In places like the Arctic, that heat is deadly. Glaciers are melting, causing rising sea levels, more precipitation, which has caused a greater environmental change. We are all aware that the polar bears aren't in such good shape. However, the World Wildlife Organization writes the population shows a 40% population loss between 2001 and 2010. Many seals are also migrating from these places, which has left the polar bears with no food. Polar bears have thrived in colder places, so the sudden temperature change has not allowed them to adapt. But they aren't the only ones that will suffer. People will also suffer from global warming. The CDC notes that global warming will have more causes of heat exhaustion, heat stroke, cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, and aggravated allergies. 4 out of 5 of these conditions are deadly and kill people every day. The CDC also predicts that 150,000 Americans will die due to climate change by the year 2100. Yet this isn't the only problem. Agriculture is in trouble. In the scholarly article Global Warming on Agriculture, a Ricardian analysis by Robert Mendelsohn writes, numerous studies indicate major impacts on agriculture when it comes to climate change. Global warming has already brought droughts and dried out fields of crops. This situation may sound hopeless, however, there are a few things people can do to help this scary situation. The first thing people need to do is simply get on the same page. Leaders need to come together to make more laws and stricter policies when talking about pollution and deforestation. One solution that can be incorporated as of right now is the use of biodiesel fuel. This is a specific type of fuel that has a lower exhaust emission and toxicity compared to regular gas. Biodiesel fuel also releases less greenhouse gases, which is what's causing global temperature rise in the first place. This is just one of the simple solutions society can use to help solve climate change. All in all, these global changes are not a conspiracy theory. These are real-world problems. Population and deforestation are killing the climate, the Earth's atmosphere, animals, plants, and it won't be long till it catches up with people. Thank you.
Don't stop. There you go, sit again.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.